Hey guys, it's Priest. I wanted to try making a new type of video for my channel. Plus, I really wanted to talk about this topic because I seen it on TikTok Live. There was a bunch of rage baiter, clickbaity titles on TikTok Live, and it just the power scaling from TikTok Live users just gets out of hand, and usually the matchup I see is Soldier Boy or Homelander versus Captain America from the MCU. And, they know not to use the comics because comic scaling is just too OP for these characters. So they usually revert to going to the live action TV series or movie series that severely downplays the characters. Even though I still wanted to do something different from the TikTok live titles, this time I'm gonna put Captain America versus Homelander and Soldier Boy, and I'm gonna tell you why I think Captain America easily comes out on top. But let's start with Homelander and Soldier Boy scaling because they're the easiest to get out of the way, and they don't have too much feats to go off of. I guess let's start with Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy, after he was kidnapped and experimented on by Russian soldiers or Russian scientists, he comes back amped with a radiation explosion strong enough to dampen the super soldier Vought serum. It stops the powers of multiple soups in the show, and you can see it. The TNT twins aren't able to detonate, and they are vaporized by Soldier Boy in the middle of his explosion. And then later on, at the end of season 3, you can see that his radioactive explosion destroys an entire building, and it doesn't kill Queen Maeve, but it does damage an entire building. He's shown also in the show to destroy a city block, or like a small city block, like a town block, and it vaporized like a couple of people when he heard the Russian language. Completely made him just overload. Him and Homelander and Soldier Boy were said to be on par at the beginning of the show in terms of strength, but we later find out that that is not the case, and it's actually the other way around. Homelander is extremely stronger, and he's able to beat Soldier Boy in hand-to-hand combat. And it takes Soldier Boy, Billy Butcher, and Huey to pin down Homelander before they can even set the radioactive explosion off, that they don't even get off. Mind you, Homelander is able to escape even while his powers were being dampened in the middle of that fight. After the fight, he only has a bruise on his cheek, which shows you their power level difference. For Homelander speed feats, he's at least hypersonic plus. It says in the show that A-Train really isn't the fastest on the team. Homelander easily faster than him. Homelander broke the sound barrier at 8, and they said this in season 2 when Homelander was talking to Ryan's mom in the show. Uh, their feats are like quite comparable, but I mean, Homelander is obviously the stronger of the two, even with Soldier Boy's new powers. But on the other hand, their versus matchup against Captain America. Captain America is an extremely skilled fighter, um, with decades worth of experience fighting against Nazis, with trained soldiers. And then after he came out of the ice, he trained with Black Widow, Hawkeye, and multiple high-level skilled agents from S.H.I.E.L.D. Captain America is also equipped with his vibranium shield, and the vibranium shield easily is planetary durability. The shield was able to withstand an attack from Thor's hammer Mjolnir, and Mjolnir in Thor's hands was able to decimate an entire planet from Jotunheim, leaving like a gigantic crater in the planet, which has been scaled to at least multi-continental at a minimum. But I mean, for Captain America, we'll only have to go through a couple of his feats to really show you how strong his shield is, which can easily break Soldier Boy and Homelander's bones with a planetary strike from his vibranium shield. Not only would one shield strike completely neutralize both of them, it would completely destroy them. This shield was able to withstand attacks from the Hulk, the Winter Soldier, and the likes of the Infinity Space Stone, which was said to have enough potential energy to completely wipe the planet and possibly destroy the entire universe, which is scaling for all the Infinity Stones. But the vibranium shield was able to take most of that, or the full brunt force of the Infinity Stone. Not only that, Captain America in Avengers Endgame was able to fight on par before the Mjolnir amp with Iron Man Mark 85 and Thor with Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, which we know Stormbreaker had a universal feat in Avengers Infinity War. But this is what Cap can do without the Mjolnir amp, without the God Mjolnir amp. So it's safe to say he really comes out of the fight untouched, even if we do lowball his speed and say he's slower than Homelander. Even after that, we could give him the Mjolnir God amp, which would put him on a Thor level, and the hammer would easily squish both Soldier Boy and Homelander in one attack. Captain America was also able to take a punch from Thanos in his face, and Thanos was able to break the Tesseract with one hand, which, said by Bruce Banner, was going to take at least 120 million Kelvin to do. Thanos easily did that with his hands. And that's really all Captain America needs to beat both of them in a 2v1, because Captain America is an incredible marksman. He's shown multiple times being able to throw his shield at impossible angles, making it return to him almost instantly every time. He has better reaction speed than both Homelander and Soldier Boy have ever been shown. Even though they are super in shown a lot more destructive and potential energy feats than Captain America, at base hand to hand level, we know that vibranium is stronger than both of them combined. So Captain America could easily beat them with a shield strike and put them out.